last week on Alberta Part 2.
That way,
and then to come back.
yeah, that way when you pull the trigger, you're not going to scare everything else.
We came up with a game plan. We loaded up the trailer with the full bodies and the layouts, and the boys are ready to roll for afternoon number 3.
You taught me how that many men paid the cost for me to be free. You taught me all the difference in what I want and what I need. There's a fire you lit with wisdom and grit that runs through our bloodline. I wanna thank you and for your time.
So during the goose hunt, it was all fun and games shooting the geese and everything, but we couldn't help but notice all the hundreds and hundreds of mallards that just kept flying over our heads. Being from Arkansas, it's all about the ducks for us, and they were landing just behind our head and a few fields over. So we decided to call it a little bit early and go scout for day number 4.
Out of all the hunts that I've ever been on, I think this one was the biggest no-brainer of them all. There were thousands of ducks stacked on this barley hillside, pitching from water to the field. And we knew when we went in the next morning that it was going to be an absolute banger.
All the goose full bodies.
Tom Sway, you're alive.
We're in a barley field this morning here in Alberta, hillside leading down to a couple different potholes, and from what we hear, there's a bunch of birds in this area, all mallards and pintails. So this will be a duck shoot, and hopefully a really good duck shoot. James was able to come in yesterday with Kevin and said that there was a ton of birds on this hill.
Yeah, we were able to come in here last night and scout it, and from the road you could just see thousands feeding up on this hill. They were hitting the puddle for a little bit and just getting some water, but then they were feeding all over this hill, so it should be a fun hunt. There's definitely a lot of birds in the area.
Like 60 miles by 60 miles at least.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, they said the ducks are going to be here early.
Yeah.
I know.
Dude, these things are pretty comfy once you get in them and lay down.
Super comfy. But he said that there was like not any up here yesterday, but there literally has to be. So
Yeah, well, when we were scouting, there were so many in that area, especially on that back pond back there.
no, there was some here.
Yeah, no, on the pond right behind us. So he said the roost isn't far.
We got our layouts brushed up. We put out 7 or 8 dozen full bodies, 4 or 5 mojos, and while we were setting up, it was like nothing I've ever seen before in my life. I mean, these birds were working by the hundreds, landing in the spread, almost landing on us, on our heads, on the blinds. I mean, it was absolutely insane. We knew the light wasn't great for cameras, but being the final day, we all came in agreement that, you know, it was shut up or go home, and so we just had to make the call to shoot these birds when we had the chance.
Got him, boys!
Yeah, triple piece. Little triple piece one time. I just golly.
Now do you want to see why I want to shoot?
Yeah, let's go, Kevin. Let's go, Kevin.
There's 4 coming in hot. Bigger group? Yeah. Big group 4. Got him! Here!
I just shot a kid over the front.
Got him, boys! Got him!
We had birds in groups working by the hundreds and hundreds of hundreds, landing these birds 5 and 10 yards from the decoy spread. I think I only opened my layout blind doors one time the entire hunt, just because I couldn't keep up with the amount of birds that were flying. I mean, it was shoot, 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 reload, shoot again. I mean, it was just absolutely insane.
Front, slide back, come alert. Big group underneath, leave these, Jay, leave these. Do it!
We knew the ducks wanted to be in this field, but it helped when we had a bunch of guys on the elite duck calls, mimicking that feeding sound of the ducks out in that barley. Those birds were coming from over a mile away, but when we got that chatter going, they wanted to be right there in the spread.
Got him!
Done, baby.
Done.
8 limits, 15 minutes, and that's all she wrote.
Here. 5 here.
2, 3, 4, 5. We got 8 here.
That song was so good, but it was a little bit bittersweet because it was our last day in Alberta and it ended so fast. 64 birds in 15 minutes, just outrageous. But none of it would have been possible without our buddy Kevin putting in the hard hours, scouting for us.
So this hunt truly was the hunt of a lifetime. I mean, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, something that'll probably never happen again just because it was so insane. I mean, this was an action-packed hunt that we couldn't have asked for anything more. And we just can't thank Kevin enough for all the hard work that he put in for us, day in and day out, constantly putting us on birds. And we can't wait to get back to Canada in 2019.